Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's episode is going to be about putting together my solar shed for my solar bill to go out there on the 5 acres. I got this shed off Amazon. I'm going to share the links in the description below. I think I paid maybe like a little under $200. It's a 6x6x4 metal shed that we're going to assemble right here in the garage. It's basically going to house all of my solar equipment, my solar batteries, not solar batteries, I'm sorry, lithium batteries, charge controller, inverters, generator, everything I'm going to use to power my off the grid homestead out there. So first, I'm going to show you guys half of the equipment that I'm using, and then we're going to do an unboxing of the shed, lay all the parts out, and I'll see what we're going to need to put it together. But first, let me show you what we're currently using right now out here at my parents' property. I'm gonna show you the solar setup that we have, and because half of it's gonna move out there, but I know the batteries and some more panels are gonna be added. But let me show you what we're using, and then we're gonna get started on this build. As of right now, you can see we have 10 solar panels located right here on the back of the house. They're a little difficult to see, but they're up there. We got them all lined up. I got them wired up in series parallel to I get for it to be it helps your panels be more efficient. We got the cord going across the top. It's coming down in here into the garage to our electrical panel. We're only using 2 legs of it right now. One of them has a bigger, I think this one right here has the larger panels on it. This one has the smaller panels on it. So it's coming through our electrical box. Down here into my charge controller that I see right now, it's running at 335 watts. Close to 25 amps because I am running the storage building outside with the AC on and a fan in here just to really cycle the batteries. You come down here, these are not lithium batteries, these are just some 12-volt deep cycle marine batteries. We had them for a while, but it's only I've only got them set up to run at a 12-volt system because it doesn't do nothing but like power a small AC and the lights out there in the storage shed. And this inverter is a 5,000 watt, but it's only a 12-volt inverter. But this is going to get changed out to a 48-volt inverter. I have it on order. It cost me about $800, so whenever that comes in, I'm going to set that up. It's going to be a 48-volt inverter. Then I'm going to wire these batteries up in a 48-volt sequence. So all of this stuff that you see here is going to come out, and that's going to be inside the storage shed. But this is really a staging area for me because I had I self-taught myself how to do this. So this is really just planning and staging, learning learning the ways of the solar system. Really, make sure I had to do it right. But all right, now we're gonna get to the unboxing of the shed. All right, let's see what we got here. Try to cut it open. Taps on it. And voila. Okay, upon first opening up the box, it seems like they give you some working gloves, metal parts to go with it, instruction manual that's thicker than what I intended to be, but we'll get to it. We'll get to that. All right, this is the manual. Let me see what we got. Tools you may need. Obviously, we got the gloves, drill bit, ladder. It's like maybe a hammer or two. What else? We got a parts list. Yada, 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 yada. Yeah, I understand that. Okay, 2 of those, 3 of those, 4 of those. All right. Let's get to the assembly. All right, we need to find two of the F1s. Two of the F1s, one of the BS1s, one of the BSLs. Now, as you can see, we have, I don't know how good you guys can see, we have one corner of it done. I definitely encourage that you put the screw through the sheet metal first and then back it out and then assemble it. Because if you try to screw it in beforehand, the holes are kind of like, I guess they have a little bit of metal inside the hole that makes it really, really difficult to screw in. But I definitely recommend you put the screw in first, then back it back out, and then put it together. We got one side done. Let's go ahead and we're gonna put together the other side. All right, got the bottom frame. Or the base of the bottom frame I'll put together. Next, that we got the bottom frame done, it says we're gonna put up the walls, which I didn't think that would be coming like this soon. 6, step 7. We're gonna get 3 more of those F1 screws, 2 washers, and 1 of the WS2As. So we're gonna start assembling the wall on step 7 now. That was kind of a doozy. I will say, this is definitely a 2-person job. I'm managing to get through it because I am a little, I'm pretty handy. I can kind of manage a little bit of anything, but that's all 4 corners. They're up from the walls. Now the next step, it seems like we're going to be assembling the top rod to go on the top. So let's get to that. What is it, step 11? Step 11, let's get to that. Okay guys, I didn't hit a snag on what I hung up on. So I'm on step 13. It says put the bar US3 on the sides, but it doesn't really specifically say how to put it up there. I see it saying corner brackets. I'm trying to look at the picture. And this is the bar, so I reckon it goes on the inside with the L bracket. On the inside of there. That's kind of what it's showing in the picture, but it doesn't really say which way to fold it. So I'm just gonna take a guess and just go from there, because right now it's just confusing me. Okay, I finally got the top bars on the front and back assembled, and being completely transparent, I did make one mistake that I have to take it back off, but it's not gonna take me too long to fix. It has these 4 bolts here with 2 holes, and there's a bar in the middle. So I couldn't really figure out which end was what, but I know they had stickers on the top that says top. But the holes for these to go in there are larger. So what I'm gonna have to do is take this bar back off, flip the bars around, put it back together so that these holes match up, so I can brace the corners. It wasn't really like, the direction wasn't really all the way clear, saying there was gonna be bigger holes or smaller holes. But I'm gonna take this bar back off, take these 4 bolts out, flip these 2 bars around. That way the smaller holes will be on the outside. That way I can brace the corners. Okay, now that we got that fixed, got things on correctly, got all the corners bolted up and braced up. Let me see, we got that. Next step, 14. Looks like the framing to go to the inside front door, so I'm gonna put that in. Then after that, we have the, okay. Looks like you're just gonna be framing all around the door before we put the sides in, so we're gonna start on that next. All right, now that we got those installed on the side, I'm pretty sure that's for the door. I can see this is the front, that's the holes for the latches. Next, we're gonna start assembling the whole side to put the side panels on. This should go pretty quick, and this is pretty straightforward. So by the time I come back, all the side panels will be on both left and the right. I'll probably do the left side. I mean the left side, then the right side, and then go ahead and finish up the back, and then come back with it. But so far so good. It's not too bad. Instructions are slightly unclear a little bit, but it's going. Now, another little tip I want to add, when putting on these side panels, you know, they do overlap here at the top, so the holes are lined up. Instead of putting up one panel and then putting all the screws in, just lay up one panel, put one screw, don't tighten it all the way, put one screw in and go on to the next one. Get them already laid up, and then come back and add the rest of your screws. It just makes it easier. That's mostly if you're working by yourself. Of course, I'm working by myself. So I thought I'd just add that in there. Uh-oh. Got all 4 of the walls on. Screws in. Starting to look like an old shed now. I don't know why. I thought it would have been taller than this, but for what I needed for it to be just fine. We're almost there. What's the next step? Now that we got back parts on, it says the roof next. Okay, step 20. It shouldn't be too bad. All right, well, let's put that together and try to get this roof on here. Now, I will say this: out of all the parts that goes on this shed, I believe these will basically be like A-frames. These frames here do feel the cheapest. Everything else felt pretty hard and pretty solid, but these frames here do feel like really, really cheap, really, really flimsy. I will say that. I mean, it's a shed. I mean, it was under $200, so I mean, I'm not real upset about it or complaining about nothing, but I just felt like this part here for the top, it just feels really, really, really flimsy. Like I just feel like that should have been like a little bit stronger, but you know, it's okay. Also, another thing with these vents that you have to put on these pillars, well, A-frames or whatever you wish to call them, they do not have a screen or nothing on the inside to keep, you know, at least some bugs or wasps out, bugs away. So definitely when I get everything up, I'm gonna add a little screen to go around this part to keep bugs or wasps, dirt daubers. Well, if you live in Alabama, you know you gotta put a screen on there, because then ain't no telling what might get up in there. And I don't like surprises when I'm going in my shed, so I'm definitely gonna have to add a screen there because it doesn't have one, which that's no biggie, but I just thought I would bring that up. Okay, I got the roof assembly together, and let me tell you, this one was pretty tricky. So this one has bolts on the inside, but if you don't read the directions all the way, it tells you not to tighten them yet. I didn't do that. I had to tighten them up and then try to take it up to the roof, because you have to leave them loose because this part here slides in the middle. So if it's tight, this can't slide in. So I had to loosen all the bolts back up on it, slide it in, tighten the ends down, and then go back and retighten everything. Yeah, it's always safe to read everything all the way through. I just looked at the picture and went with it. But now this is together. I got everything tightened down. I'm gonna go ahead and try to sit the roof up on top, and move on to the next step. Now being completely transparent again, up here when I put in this bar, this rod right here already had holes in the top for you screw into. Remember, I had trouble with this one earlier because I wasn't sure how it went and ended up flipping it around. So when I got this part correct, I didn't look and see where the holes were at. And the holes to screw the screws in are on the underside, and it clearly says top right there. And I wasn't paying attention to this. But instead of taking this bar off, these screws are almost like self-tapping screws, so I just lined them up best I could with the holes on the bottom and just screwed them straight into the metal. I didn't feel like going all the way back trying to take all that off. I mean, besides, it's still holding strong, still sturdy. So definitely pay attention. It clearly says top right there, and I flipped it down. So, but I made them go in anyway. I just forced them through the metal, and it's still holding strong and sturdy. Oof, man. I'm gonna be honest, this is a process, but I'm kind of like how it's turning out, how it's looking. Next, we got to put the panels on for the roof. And I believe after we put the panels on for the roof, we should be almost done. Yeah, I'm gonna lay the panels up there, put the screws in the roof, and should be almost done. But so far, so I mean, don't be right. It feels pretty solid though. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Got all the screws in up there on the roof. Now it's looking like a full shed. I gotta put the trim pieces on here. Then get the door part on. Like I said, I won't have too many more parts left. A couple of trim pieces. It says right here, M7, M8 on the front and back. Then the strip down the middle. That's really it. And I think after that, yeah, putting the door together. Let's get these trim pieces on. Okay, we ran into another dilemma, but I figured out how I was gonna handle it. Okay, adding this center roof part. You got this white part goes under here and on top. These holes do not line up at all. You literally have to bend the metal and force it to go. And on one side, I literally just had to make my own hole because it just would not line up at all. You would think this would be the easiest part. But that's how I did that down there. I had to bend the metal a little bit to get it in the center, which is this top hole right here. And then I got these two sides. I managed to get that one in, but then I had to make a hole for this one because it just would not line up whatsoever. So yeah, I'm gonna get this part done and we're gonna go to the door. All right, now I will say when adding these corner pieces on the left and the right side of the shed, when you're putting these in, use a hand screwdriver. Don't use a drill, because whatever this material is, like you feel it when it starts to strip a little bit. So it's best to use a hand screwdriver and just snug it, hand tighten it. Don't tighten it too hard. So I got that side. I got this side in right here. Okay. 5. What it says door. All right, let's get all these parts together. Pretty sure that's all that's what's left over there. Put this old door on. Looking good in here though. I like how it turned out. Let's get this door on. Whew. Boy, it's been a long day. All right. We got the doors assembled. This is the back part of the door. This is the other half of the door. Now we got to put in these, I guess you're going to call them struts. One of them's going to go there. and connect to those holes down there. There's going to be another one that connects at the bottom. It comes up to strengthen the door. After that, after we get that, we're going to put the handles on. After the handles, I think we're going to bolt them up to the frame. Ooh, it has been a long, long day. This definitely should have been a two-person job, but I mean, I'm almost done now. Now, I will say, with these bars in the middle, it added so much more strength to that door, because I was a little worried when I put the door together. I was like, it was really, really flimsy, and I didn't really like it. But now they add these bars in the middle, this door, I feel a lot more comfortable with it being like that instead of flimsy. I don't want just some gust of wind to knock it down, but this works out pretty good. Okay, we are nearing the end. As you see, we got the latches on the doors put on. Got that on. Got the other little locks put on. I didn't feel the need to record all that. I mean, people have seen put latches on. That's not real difficult at all. But all the latches on, the only thing that's left is to mount the doors and make sure everything lines up, and that'll be it. So let's get these doors on, then I'll give you my overall review. Okay, the gift that keeps on giving. I made one mistake, but I'm glad I didn't screw it nothing down or whatever. So, as you can see, when I closed it, it's overlapping. I'm like, what did I do wrong? Like, why is it overlapping like that? Found out this pillar here on the wall, this is supposed to go over this and bolt to there, not there. So it took off at least 2 inches on both sides. I've already slid this one over and lined the hole up. And when I slid that over and lined it up, even the latches on the inside now line up. So I already slid this one over. I'm about to bolt it down. And then I gotta unbolt this one and slide it over this spot and bolt it down, and it should be good. Everything should line up straight. Oh man, you can't make this stuff up. All right, let me get everything slid over, then hopefully the doors are lined up and closed in. That was my mistake. Okay, I got everything. Got the that sidebar slid over. So here we go. Let's see if it closes. Down. Oh, that went in. It's got a bottom latch down here in the back. Okay, that latched up. Now let's try this one. Look, it's got the latch on the front. See if this lines up. It does. Hey, hey, hey. Not too shabby. Ooh, I'm glad it's over with though, but not too bad. Not too bad. I'm about to do a couple little walk around on it. It's the back side. Yeah, I'm gonna get some screens to go in the vents. I don't want them staying wide open. They probably have all kind of wasp nests and everything in there. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, well, there it is. Honestly, it wasn't difficult to put together, but the directions on it are really vague and clear. But if you have any type of like handyman experience, you'll be able to figure it out. I would say overall for what I'm going to use it for, because I'm going to put some walls inside of it with some shelves. It's going to hold all my solar equipment, my solar batteries. Why I keep saying solar batteries, my lithium batteries. Put some shelving in there. There's going to be another space in there for my generator. I still got to cover up those vents with some mesh. And I'm also going to add probably like a mini fan behind them to circulate airflow, because I'm going to try to keep monitoring like how hot the temperature is inside. I might even insulate it. But overall, for like under $200 and a little bit of your time, a little spare time, I think it's worth it. I think it's about like $189. Next, we got to we got to take this out to the property, build a platform for it to sit on. And once we get that set up, that's when we'll anchor it down to the platform, and then we'll start taking all the solar panels off the roof and the batteries and start setting everything up in there and start building the walls. But I appreciate y'all watching. I know this was a long one. I'm tired. This took at least about 4 hours to do. Definitely recommend you have someone else helping you with building this. It would have helped out a whole lot. But appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all on the next one.